Hello everyone! Today I'm going to share with you a technique to make you a better game master. Do you struggle to make your players take enemies seriously? Have you ever wanted to create real terror in your players in ways they have never experienced before? Well, here is a GM tip on how to make a group of enemies truly terrifying. I call this technique Players' Terrors. As a game master, it can be hard to evoke real fear in your players. After all, you and your group are having fun around the table or on the internet, and at any point the scary mood you set up can be shattered by a player making a joke. You can have scary music, dark lighting in the room, and descriptions of scary things, but that doesn't always work. So that is why you should play into a fear that your players share with their characters. The fear of loss. That is where the players' terrors come in. They can take any shape you want, but I personally prefer to make them into a cult that worships ancient gods. The players' terrors are enemies who don't attack your players with the usual damage system. In fact, the players' terrors are unlikely to kill any player characters ever. Instead, they try to use their powers to weaken the characters and make any fight with them seem not worth engaging in. There are 4 types of players' terror, and in the cult of ancient gods I mentioned, they each worship a different god. The first type is the Servant of Greed. Simply put, this enemy can mystically steal resources from your players by touching them. If the player gets touched by the Servant of Greed, they lose gold pieces or resource points instead of life points. Bags of gold vanish, bank accounts are emptied, and credit chips break. The second type is the Servant of Gluttony. This enemy destroys any object that comes into contact with their hands. They will attack first the player's weapons, then their armor, and finally any valuable objects your players have on them. The third type is the Servant of Wrath. This enemy steals magic from the players or any supernatural resources they might have. With a touch, this enemy can remove blood from a vampire, daily spells or mana from a mage, or the enchantments of a sword. The fourth and most dreadful type is the Servant of Envy. This enemy's cursed hands remove experience points from your players. Your players' levels and skills aren't safe against this monstrosity that can turn the characters back into babies by stealing the experiences of their lives. If you make your players fight one of these monsters, they will be terrified of another encounter because the players will share their characters' fears. You can threaten a character's progress instead of their life, and that is much more frightening for one good reason. In most games, the characters can heal wounds easily, but the players' terrors attack the efforts made by the characters to advance their wealth, power, and experience. That is true loss, and that is something to fear. If you want more tips and techniques like this, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you know a game master who might benefit from those tips, share the video with them. You can also see other game master tips right here or like the video. Have a nice day!